Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Just a reminder, everything we're about to do is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. We do not trade with live funds, and this is strictly just used to demo and paper trade. You should be able to see my charts now. Good morning, Ryan. I'm going to start tagging everybody, making sure they know where we're at. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Stream looks good. Good morning, Roman. You guys can all just keep let me know that you can see and hear me okay. But excited to join you guys. All right. There's one Discord tag. Just letting everybody know where we're at right now. There we go. All right. Thanks, Damon. Morning, Adam. Morning, Cove. All right. So right now, the ES is giving us reasons to be bullish, as you guys can see. But the NQ is in a bearish confirmation, so we know already that the indexes are going to be difficult today. So there's no play to take at the moment. US 30 was in an easy long, which matched the play on the ES. And so far it traveled 117 points on the initial. Should have been right here. 108 points. Average being 147, so could still have further to go. SQQQ currently telling us to be neutral. Actually, let's just type it out today. This makes things easier. Neutral. Ooh, let me copy and paste. That'll make life a little bit easier. Currently neutral on Amazon, neutral on Apple, neutral on Microsoft, and neutral on Nvidia. So looking at all four stocks, what's the only thing they're telling us to be right now? And hopefully that word helps you guys. But the only thing we could be on the stock side is neutral. So it's just telling us that there's no clear move at the moment, getting ready to get into New York. But things can develop, which they will, as we get closer and with those candle closes. I agree, Ryan. Thank you, bud. SPY is currently neutral, which makes sense because of what the stocks are saying. QQQ is neutral. And then good old Russell is in a bullish confirmation like US 30 is right now. Hasn't gone very far. And just note that we have bearish targets today as well. So sizing should be really small on those. And right now there is an 90% chance we go here today. So that is a huge probability. So please be aware of that one. Maybe a little background so it's easier to see. Nah, it's fine. We also have more targets on the bearish side. It's not just the Russell. So the Russell has those. All indexes have them. So here, let me we'll just copy and paste these all over. So lots of reasons with the neutrality currently to have multiple things that are going to be bearish. There's an 84% chance that the ES goes bearish. There's an 84% chance as well on the NQ. And then 84% chance on US 30. So lots of reasons why during this New York session we're going to look to push downwards. Silver and gold. There was just a brand new activation on gold and silver just now on the close 5 minutes ago when we started the live stream. Take profit 1 is this next box. The average comes first, but it's actually looks very small, but it's huge right here. This is the average win on gold. It actually already, it just missed the average win. 131 points. The average is 139. So take your stops on gold and already set them to break even. Silver, you're already in a bearish confirmation from before, whether it was here, or if you got in here, or if you just got in now. All of them are still valid, but this is where the stats tell us to pull the short from. And you can see silver's already hit the average. And so next stop would be us getting to this box right here. But let's mark this out so we don't miss it. This should be 139. Yeah, so that'll be the first target we're going to get to on gold. And it'll be nice to clear out these weekly targets right here on gold today. Pretty much no reason for them not to clear them out either. But just note you've already traveled 139 points. Oil's in an active long confirmation. Had a nice retracement back down to the box. This is a peanuts play. So this is what originally activated. And then remember, we try to teach you guys to try to force the play to retrace into a 2R minimum when they close in our retracement box. And this one did, offering a 2.3R. It's still a peanuts play. Again, 32 points. The average is 83. So totally appropriate if you didn't take that play either. No losses on oil today so far. DXY, the longs yesterday and the shorts on everything else worked out beautifully. At the moment, though, DXY is in a bearish confirmation. Again, really bad risk to reward, so this isn't a play I would take. But because it's bearish over here, we would be looking to be bullish on other assets. And it does look like the euro in 22 minutes on this close could put in a long position, like so. But everything is going to be long. So the pound might have a better play. Let's check it out. The pound does not, but the pound does have an active long from earlier, but it's in deep retracement. So you might have a really good sniper entry right here. The play would look like this. And then let's actually do the averages together. Right here will be the active short. Ooh, yeah. So that would be the move right here. From a risk reward perspective, I mean, it's a 4R. And for you prop firm folks, the potential of a 466 pip move. So advantageous. Crypto folks, the shorts from yesterday played out really, really well. Currently, Ethereum is looking for reasons to be long, but both Bitcoin and Tether are neutral. So this is neutral and this is neutral. So because they're neutral, any type of move you take right now is going to be forced. The only way to support longs on Ethereum is to go to total 2. And you're trying to see if there's a long right here. And there is. So Ethereum does have a valid long, but it's a very small take profit, and the risk reward is terrible. So I really wouldn't be taking this position if I were you. But total 2 does support it. Oil is just about to hit the full take profit here. It's almost there. Back over to the indexes now. Yeah, so just a big reminder of all these bearish targets that we have. I apologize if I sound tired. My allergies are kicking in a little bit too, which aren't helping my voice. The Asia session, at least for indexes, was pretty chill, but man, there were lots of moves in the Asia session for Forex and especially commodities, man. Commodities have just been so active. Huge candles. There wasn't any longs, but I mean on gold, we had that first short right here. Silver was short 2 candles earlier, but they still got in each other's way. And then not many opportunities to trade all this until we got down here to the red, which is totally okay. Even if you only got in towards here at the bottom, when you get into the trending zones from the daily zone here, silver is trending as well. But crazy moves on gold and silver. You can see gold almost hitting the average and now retracing all the way back to the initial entrance. Do not bet big on gold and silver right now because the candles are so large. It's just a better time to play small. You can see that ETH long is already pushing up at the moment. Yeah. And now we wait for the next 3 minutes for this close, and then that is it. Any questions you guys have, let me know. Or True Algo members, if there's things I can help you with, please let me know. Only index futures, ETFs, and stocks will update in 3 minutes. Ryan, I'm looking at that question you DM me at the moment. The only way, I'm trying to figure out which asset that is. Is that platinum? I'm trying to guess. But either way, you can only take longs if it closes with a green candle. You can't ever take longs if it's a red candle. Yeah, it is platinum. Okay, I can pop it up then. Oil just hit take profit, by the way. And then gold is almost 100 points right back down again. It doesn't look like it's moving very much. So this is what I mean by like how large the candles are. This is a 1 minute candle on gold. That is 63 points in a 1 minute candle. So for the gold folks here, already back down again. And then reminder, oil just hit take profit. I can show you platinum real fast though to answer your question, Ryan. I'm guessing it's this one right here. Yeah. So with this candle right here, this red one right here, Ryan, you can't ever take longs off of a red candle close to get an activation, just like you can't take any shorts off of a green candle activation. So that red candle means you couldn't look for longs like what you were asking. Hopefully that makes sense, bud. Platinum looks very similar to silver. Get off these 1 minutes. Indexes are a little stale right now, not moving very much. They'll move as we get closer to New York Open and that volatility kicks in. We potentially could get into new longs on DXY, which means we would be looking for shorts across the board. The pound looks like it could be the first one to produce really good shorts. Reminder, right now, the DXY is bullish. It's just in retracement. And we're waiting to see if this euro will activate in 15 minutes. There's the close, by the way, for indexes and index ETFs and stocks. And then as of right now, all the indexes, nothing has changed. The positions that you see drawn on the screen just tell us what direction they're currently confirmed. So at the moment, ES, NQ, the ES is bullish, NQ is bearish, US 30 is bullish, the SQQQ is neutral, so that's important. And then True Algo members, let me show you real quick, the UV had a nice gap up, which probably isn't going to help. Yeah, the UV is also telling us to be neutral as well on the ES side. SPY is still neutral. QQQ is still neutral. Russell is still bullish. And then one thing has changed. Amazon is no longer neutral. Amazon is telling us to be bullish for New York Open. So it's like so. But the other three are still neutral. And then that's it for the changes. And then I know someone's asking for the FDAX. We can pump that up. Make it bigger too. Right now, you can't do pretty anything on the German for who's asking? W. You see all the boxes in the way? That's True Algo telling you don't play. Look for another asset today. The first place like you would be able to look would be like down here for a potential short, but that's so much further. You should be looking at other assets in that case. So this is True Algo telling you to stay away from this asset. And whoever asked on the NQ, right now the NQ is in a bearish confirmation. The ES is in a bullish confirmation, so you have to remain neutral for, is it ready? We do, and again, for those of you guys that are just jumping in, we do have bearish targets. That's why you see like this 84% chance things that are all on here. We do have reasons to be bearish for the New York Open session. Trying to see even on, yeah, I mean, even on SPY QQQ, they have the same bearish targets too. So everybody's got bearish targets today. So 90% chance on Russell. So lots of reasons. Be nice to get SPY and QQQ to pop this, then get into shorts at New York Open. Something like that. That also let us sweep yesterday's high. We're at the high of yesterday. So that would be great. That would fit a lot of target or portrayal ideas that we would want for New York. By the way, I apologize for not being on gold, but we did hit the full average win on gold. I'll show you on the 1 minute. And just to show you like how cool this is, like guys, these are 1 minute candles. That's like how rapid these things are firing. But you see this green right here? That's the full average win. And True Algo doing what it does best in 1 minute hits the actual win, but then it sweeps down to our next box. And remember the weekly target I told you about right here? See the yellow dots running across right here? That one candle alone was 104 points. Just that 1 minute candle. But now if you take our full win from the initial activation, my friends, that is 243 points on gold. So that's what I mean by like the candles are way more active than what the average trader could handle. So you don't have to bet big. You can bet really small because on average, the win is now 2x the average win. So you could technically bet half as much and lower your stress rather than trying to play the same amount and then potentially make markets more difficult for yourself. But so far we have a win on gold and oil. Index futures, it's going to be boring for you guys today, at least for this stream. I apologize, but I can't make markets do anything. We can just say what we have in front of us. You can see ETH now starting to retrace because of Bitcoin and Tether being neutral. Again, ETH being over here on the left side. Reminder, this play on ETH, I'll type it out here. I would not take this play on ETH. The RR is terrible and no support for Bitcoin and Tether for shorts. I'll move my note over. We talked about this earlier, but for anyone who's late to the party, sorry, and this word would be longs, not shorts. There we go. So, and again, if you wait for an activation up here, instead, you will have support that Bitcoin will confirm long and Tether will confirm short. And then you got real good reasons to be in that position. But right now, it's too early. See if silver can play out to another win as well. Oil, folks, we can try to see how far the average win is. I mean, that's way up here. So just the next take profit, if you're trailing, would be just to the start of the next box. Thanks, Adam. Anything else you guys want to see, please feel free to let me know, and I'll pop it up. Try to answer the other DMs that came through. All right, we're good. Get that bigger close here in 6 minutes. But as of right now, it's going to be a little boring. I'm going to mark out the targets from yesterday. If you want to join me, feel free. So I have a 1021 New York target right here. We have another one way down here. So that'll be another target here after the initial ones play out. The next one is right here on the NQ. And then down there. Yep. Good on that. US 30 right there. Don't know if that's the right bottom one on US 30. Oof, way lower. Woo. US 30's got way further to drop if it drops. See those two targets right there. Try not to zoom out too far, but you see that target way down here? That'd be quite the bearish session, which would be fantastic. Clear those targets out. It's just going to be hard to get into shorts till we get to this point right here. But if we do get shorts later in New York right there, you're going to have quite the trend that kicks into your favor. Gets into the red boxes down there too. So we'll be watching for that during the New York session. You guys see oil taking profit from our box? live. No shorts for us. Again, those of you guys that use volume, you wouldn't have to check. You would see that it's not new shorts being open. It's just take profits on the initial longs. But where the difficulty lies in the volume is depending on which broker you're looking at. The volume is going to be different than the others. Are we too far down on gold and silver to look for any longs? The gold can produce longs off of this box right here, Adam. This one, the weekly system. You will have zero support, though, on silver. So the only way to get into longs on gold and silver is you need to get closes up here above the weekly system as well on silver. If not, you're going to face a lot of retracement. So it's not that you can't look for longs, but there's no longs that are going to activate from the current box that gold is touching. You need silver to push higher to support longs. Can I look at corn? Got you. Corn looks a whole lot more chill than most. Right now, corn is neutral. So nothing to do on corn at the moment. You did clear our targets out. And then what was the other asset you asked? Soybeans. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. This one. Some beautiful shorts on soybeans. First there was longs earlier today, like so. 4-point move, and then now active shorts, trying to get down to the next box, trying to get down to 149. So it's in active shorts, playing out really well. For I think it's Roman you were asking, bud. So come trade commodities with us, everybody. Makes it a whole lot less stressful. And that's all. There's no technical analysis or things that you have to do or rely on other concepts. They're going to tend to get in your way more than they are to help you. Most of us have to always deal with that analysis paralysis. You're welcome, Roman. JT, it's just the previous sessions, high and low, but specific to New York. I don't care what London did. So that's all it is. Just about to have that close on everything in less than a minute. We can update everything across the board. You guys can also update me as well in chat if you are so inclined to do so. I can put it in chat as well. It'll probably help people who aren't members maybe get a better understanding. Almost there. You can see, like, it doesn't matter what is about to happen. Nothing is going to change on almost any of the assets we're watching at the moment. There's the candle close. And so now let's type it out together as a team. So currently, bullish is the ES. Oh, hold on. I forgot when it does it. I have to copy and paste it into it from a different message. Let's do it here. Bullish. Bearish. Neutral. So at the moment, the ES is bullish. We can see that right here. The NQ is still bearish. That's a red flag. Red flag should be same as ES. And then US 30 is still bullish, though your take profit should be, or stop should be at break even. Stops at break even. 100-point win. And then big deal, the SQQQ neutral, meaning sit on hands. And then now SPY QQQ are also neutral. So SPY currently not supporting the position that you could be in. And then the Russell is bullish as well. All right, so there's all the notes. I'm gonna see if it'll let me pop this into here. I forgot when I do this. Oh, man. So whenever I put this into the YouTube chat, it looks terrible. The formatting, so I'm trying to reformat it now. I apologize. See if let me do this. Here, maybe we'll go like this. This is way easier on Discord, I'll tell you that. So there's the first one. And then there's the second two. There we go. I think that should help. So yeah, not much to do at the moment. Stocks all still remain the same. Amazon is still bullish. The rest are still neutral. Apple's neutral. Microsoft is neutral. Nvidia is neutral. Huge wins now on silver. Woo! And not silver, sorry, on gold. What was 243 points if you just trailed is now 4, almost 400 points. Man, it's huge. Again, and like I was talking to you, like you don't have to bet big on gold right now. Like these are 1-minute candles. Anyone trading would be like, oh, these look like normal sized candles for you. Guys, these are not normal in any way, shape, or form. Like you have single 1-minute candles traveling 30 to 70 points per candle. That's why it's nice to just be in that short confirmation. Remember, right when we started the live stream at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's just going. And so, Adam, reminder, you were asking, is there going to be longs here on the gold and silver? And I said, the only way to get longs is they have to flip up from our yellow box, but silver is nowhere near it. So that's why I said longs won't be good for a while. And in the midst of saying that, that's another 200-point win on gold. Again, guys, that's a $20 move. Like these are a $20 move in 4 minutes. It's nuts. We did get a new bearish confirmation on DXY and a bullish confirmation on the euro. The risk reward is terrible though. So this wouldn't be a play that I would take. I would look for another asset. The pound was already in a bullish confirmation. You can see that the sniper entrance has now gotten us up to almost the initial entrance area. And then crypto folks, you might get your long position here, but it's going to be at New York Open, where, let me show you what I mean. This little green candle right here. If it can close between these boxes, then Bitcoin would support your longs on ETH. That's why I said just wait. You need to wait for Tether to get bearish and for Bitcoin to get bullish, and then your positions will play out. I'm going to remove the oil position off. This was technically, never mind. Now just waiting over here on index land. Going to be a bunch of hurry up and waiting. Still here. Just chilling at the moment. For indexes, just because there's nothing to watch. I mean, the only things moving super rapidly are the commodities. Again, just to show you how crazy gold still is. Again, these are 1 minute candles. So in 4 minutes, gold has now traveled back 178 points. It's insanity. That's why it helps. And by the way, remember we were talking about earlier on gold about clearing out both of these True Algo weekly targets. You just cleared out both. Are now off the chart. You can see that check mark and that check mark right here. So again, easy places to take profits and then to get out of the position. We could get into niche shorts here on oil. It would have to be right at New York Open though. The risk to reward would look great too. Something like this. This is the average move. Stop can be a little bit less. The average move would take you all the way to the next box too, by the way. So that would be fun. Welcome to everybody jumping in. If you have any questions, please let me know. Even with if the stocks start getting bearish momentum, there's not going to be any clear positions to take on the index future side. It would just be people trying to get into shorts to come down to our targets down here, where we'll be headed. I have some UJ alerts going off as well, True Algo members for Forex side on that macro. That there's a box right here. Ooh, and it matches up with the weekly system too. So potential swing shorts on the UJ coming up. Still here, just not talking. Apologies. Yeah. So Tony, I mean, you can ask me what to pull up or to look at but the Asia market opening, but whether it's on crypto opens a little bit later than what everything else does, but there's really good opportunities both during the Asia session and Globex, depending on when your brokers open up the opportunities for you to open trades. You guys watch right now that heavier retracement as the candles want to head to these targets. And they could clear it out before New York opens here if we get real bearish over the next 20 minutes. But all signs point to the 84% chance we are headed down to these targets right now. There are two of them DB. So I have two targets. Sorry, it's hard to see because they're zoomed in. Look, there is a bullish target and a bearish target. I don't have a percentage on these like we do this one. And then there's the bearish ones down there. So there's two of them. And so if you think about it, it's like that. I think it's because you couldn't see that short line right there on NQ. Does that make sense, bud? Let me know. The target on the stop loss, that's the New York high of yesterday. Right here. So that is a target today to be touched at some point for New York to come see if they want to buy or sell from the same point. Yesterday, they were able to sell it at that point. The one down here, they were able to buy from that point. Hopefully that makes sense. The only reason why I have the short drawn right now is because there was a short activated right here. And so it's just a reminder of what the confirmation is. But this is in a position to take. If it was, it would be on the chart like this. It's so that I don't have to remember whether or not this asset is bearish, bullish, or neutral. If it was neutral, it would be like this, how it says the word neutral on it. Gold's now continuing to go further and further. It's 395 points down. You're welcome. Forex just chilling. Big old bearish candle now on ETH. Hopefully it makes sense what I'm talking about. Again, I would not take this play on ETH. The RR is terrible, and there's no support for Bitcoin and Tether for longs. And now you can see we're continuing to push downwards. So that's why we wait. Again, you can see that this says neutral. Tether says to be neutral. Therefore, taking a position on ETH ain't going to be in your best favor. So just be patient. Russell's about to come clear these targets out in just a second. Just so you guys can see it over here. Almost there. Should allow the rest of these to get to target 2. One minute for the next close. Nothing's going to change. Trying to see if Russell popped the target. Not yet. Almost there. Just again, 2 targets here. That 90% chance is going to do its job. And Adam, sorry if I missed what you were saying. Reason you were asking on silver and gold longs is because I have a fulfilled limit order sitting just inside the weekly box on silver. If there was a loan opportunity, I was going to remove it. When you say a loan opportunity, I don't know if you typed the right word. There's that next close. Everything is still confirmed the same exact thing. Nothing has changed on the indexes. We're still bullish on ES, bearish on the NQ, bullish on US 30, and neutral on the SQ. Most importantly, with neutral telling us not to do anything. Still bullish on Amazon, neutral on Apple, neutral Microsoft, neutral NVIDIA. Again, you're hearing the word neutral over and over again, meaning we should be neutral. SPY is neutral, QQQ is neutral, and now Russell, This is the first change, is now in a bearish confirmation. Again, playing for peanuts here to get to these two targets. You can see the risk to reward is terrible, but to come clear these two targets out at the moment. I figured that's what you meant, Adam. Thanks, bud. But yeah, there won't be any longs. I mean, you're trended past level 7 too. You know what I mean? So like, the only way to get longs is you really need to get silver to also be in longs. But then you're longing a red box, which is red by design to tell you not to look for longs. So if you're looking for longs on gold, it ain't going to be today. It would be tomorrow when the daily system resets. And then maybe you can get a nice long off of that weekly box from here without having to deal with the daily trend boxes in your way. The win rates change whenever the system produces enough fluctuation in the stats to change. So if you're talking about this win rate down here, again, right now, pretty much all assets are between right around a 70% win rate using our strategy, with right around like a 5 to 10x higher average win than most traders can take. But if you're talking about these up here, these percentage chances, I'll show you what I mean. Like these ones right here. Who asked? Noah. These ones, these update in real time. So like when I tell you there's an 84% chance we're going to hit these lines, and then like on the Russell, there's a 90% chance that you're going to hit these little circles and targets. Those will update in real time, Noah. So as soon as they get clipped today, tomorrow new ones will print, and then the stats will update in real time for you. But regarding the stats we use for our strategies, they don't need to change every single play like what you deal with other places. That's one of the reasons why our system works long term, is we don't do things based off of adjusting just because one play is a bigger win or a small loss or a big loss. We try to stay very consistent, and we don't just do this based off of one trade. They're based off of an immense amount of back testing and then forward testing the actual rate to make sure it works. Sorry, just waiting for candles to close. New York is going to open in 10 minutes, though. I will be completely baffled if we don't hit these targets before New York opens. That right at New York opens, it's going to pop the volatility to clear out most targets that we have on the chart from a bearish perspective. But yeah, man, so many stocks still neutral. Again, how big the take profits are on gold. Forex has started to slow down. True Algo members, I'm going to post in our, just an update across the board for New York Open. Because there's, hold on, edit this, neutral. So, what is it? Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA are all on the neutral side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 reasons to be neutral at the moment. By the way, I think Russell is just about to hit that target. Russell is bearish. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, what is it? Amazon is bullish. Just updating our sentiment channel for those of you guys that are not watching my screen. almost there on those targets. Trying to zoom in a little bit for you. There's that first target hit. You can see that little arrow has been checked. So, and it updates in real time now. So that means tomorrow when the next one prints, it'll be right around an 85% chance that wherever that target shows up, that's where it's going to go towards. And then now we have this one lower, so we can update this in not real, it is real time obviously, but like this one has a slightly lower chance, but we say lower, 85%. And sorry, this first one was 90%, but you can see now it says 92. So the one that prints tomorrow would have a 92% chance to be cleared. And you can see like to the tick that the markets take profit at it. You guys see that? Get the circle out of the way. Like to the absolute, you know, people like talk like, oh, to the tick. Like I don't know how else to tell you, like it is to the literal tick. And then from there, they immediately are taking profit. They're not opening longs, but if you're in shorts, the only way for you to take profit is you have to long your short position. So those you guys using volume, this system can really help you. Does look like the activate new shorts at New York Open, but we can't take it because the ES is still in longs. Debbie, thank you for the kind words. We appreciate it. Nothing moving on the stock side yet. Aniz, hope you're doing well, bud. So you are correct. We took a lot of feedback from our members, trying to always think about people that are on prop firms. And the goal was to formulate our system more to help them be successful. Because if you're a prop firm trader, you have to be 3 times better than the average profitable trader. And for those of you guys who don't know that, now you know. And so instead of having different tiers of different assets you could have access to, we talked with our members and then we discounted the plan. So we took our most expensive plan and lowered the price down to what you would remember as the pro plan, and now renamed it to the elite. And then True Algo is elite is the only thing available, and everything comes with it. So every asset class, crypto, forex, index futures, stocks, commodity you could basically think or want, everything comes in one single plan now, including 9 to 11 streams, live streams every single week as well. So that's why you see that it's not on there. And it's cheaper than what it was previously, because before that was a part of the VIP plan that you're saying right there. And this is to make sure everyone has an opportunity to move across assets comfortably and take advantage of the props where they are forcing themselves to trade 1 or 2 assets that they will struggle on. Thanks, Damon. I appreciate it, bud. I will always try my best for you guys on live candles. New York's going to open here in 5 minutes. Remember I was saying before that oil should get into a short activation. It still looks good. Entrance is a little bit lower now. Whoop, what are you doing? That would be a terrible position. My mouse is acting up. Come on now. Let's not play this game. That looks like where it's going to activate at. Forex is still consolidating. ETH still consolidating. Not going to be much to do on the ES and NQ, folks. I'm sorry. You're going to have to be patient. But we don't trade off of hopes that we hope something is going to work out. It's not a strategy. Right now, you are supposed to sit on your hands or move your stops to break even on US 30. And then your goal is to target this little NYSE target right here. And then also up to the next box for US 30. Besides that, you are just sitting on your hands at the moment because you can't do anything over here on the ES and NQ. Would it make sense too if I'm just going to delete the positions, that way people aren't confused about should they be in those. I try to only put the positions on the candles if it's active, for those of you that don't know me. And then if a position is confirmed but not, it's in conflict with its sister asset, then I just push it off to the side. That way I don't have to think about what the asset is confirmed or not. Excuse me. In about 1 minute, you should see Apple right here and Microsoft start to kick in their volatility, which will help produce moves. We are looking for New York to open and go short, basically, is the goal. We can't short it, so I would rather I would rather us push upwards to get into shorts, but there is no move currently on the ES and NQ to get there, which is it's annoying. I mean, it's okay to say that, but we can't force things, so we have to be chill and wait for it to produce out. Two minutes from New York. See if Apple and Microsoft start kicking into gear. Amazon kicking into gear a little bit too. Ooh, US 30 is kicking into gear nicely. Let me slide this over to the actual start of New York. Nope, wrong. This way. New York's just about to pop. And even Microsoft and Apple are chilling out right now. Still got to remain neutral for almost most assets. There's New York Open. See if we get our divergence as well on the NQ versus US 30. But nothing to take. So a little bit boring. Oil did activate shorts, everybody. So there are shorts activated. And then this has to be what we're targeting right now at the moment. Risk to reward looks great on the oil position. Silver is still in our shorts. Gold is still in its initial shorts from earlier. DXY is still bearish, meaning looking for reasons to be bullish across the board. Apple's calls are playing out, by the way, so that's a win. Again, we can set you up for options contracts before New York opens, so you already know what direction to go. And then as soon as New York goes, you can get into the play. Let's go, Russell. Russell puked. Absolutely beautiful. The 85% chance target was now cleared. And by the way, it's so, look at this. This is crazy. Like even US 30 is diverging from Russell just to come clear the target. So I forgot who asked earlier, but there's your targets being hit simultaneously. So US 30 just cleared the top. And by something even cooler too, the average win on US 30 is 147. It's gone 124 now, but the goal is to get us all the way up to here. That's the full average on US 30. And then to show you how cool this is on Russell, man, it's so beautiful. So 90% chance we'd hit that target. We did. 85% chance you'd hit that target. We just did. And the average win is 134 points on Russell, just to show you. As so far, it's traveled 72. So still has further to go, but just really cool to see the beacons and scalp targets by True Algo doing their job. So thank you, True Algo. We appreciate you. And then if we can continue to push up here on the SQQQ, we will get to these targets right now on the ES and NQ, like so. I am still here, by the way, just watching the candles like you are. NQ's almost there. The Russell shorts are getting better. Let me just show you guys so you can have a target. 134. So basically right there. Russell full average 134 point win. That's where you're headed. So we'll just sit there for a little bit. I am still here, sorry. Just watching what you're watching. See that first big take profit as we almost got to the full average. And again, when I say that take profit, I'm just saying from the box doing its job, that people are now starting to realize profits. Again, they're not opening long positions right now. They're just taking profit on the shorts that we're in. See the calls on Amazon, if any of you guys took them, that was almost a full 1% move. It's $1.82 move on the option chain. Huge. The oil shorts are going in our favor. And then for Adam and my gold and silver people, I know the temptation is going to be there on gold. If you're going to take it when it confirms green above here, just note you do not have any support on silver. So your risk to reward needs to be the most important thing. I'm not going to be looking to go long off of this just because how large the candles are. And even if I can win out, it's just not going to be a stress that I want to deal with because there's other assets to trade that are in a much better spot. But that's just my opinion. Sorry, crypto folks, there's still nothing for you. See how far we can get these Amazon calls to fly. You can see the ES, NQ haven't done anything because they're in conflict with each other. And also their sister assets, the SPY and the QQQ, you see how they're both still have the word neutral. So because they're against each other right now, you're not going to see much movement on the two main assets that people tend to trade the most, being at the ES and in the NQ. Trying to see if I can track that Russell play too at the same time. I'll watch the numbers at the top. So Noah, what will help you with most traders, if you ask like 90% of your people in your Discord, they're going to tell you, oh, I trade like these two assets and that's what I'm great at. I trade these ones. But I guarantee you, and you know this, if they were profitable, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing or looking for other places and stuff like that. So what we try to do and to teach you is to not do what the other 90% do. So for you and what your question is asking, you will, instead of saying I'm only going to look for the ES and NQ or only look for gold and silver, you're going to be able to use our strategy, the same exact strategy on every asset, and you're only going to look for what's the best risk to reward. That will then help you become profitable in a sense, or however you like to think about that, or consistent, which is what most traders lack because they get in their own way. It will help you. Now, whether it's going to take you a month or whether, I can't tell you how profitable you're going to be in a year or a month. That would be a lie. Because no offense, you're not me and you're not Damo. Damo, you in here, bud? Damo, you're not going to be him. Damon, right there. He traded for a year, never making any profit, only trading prop firms. And with us, in 2 weeks, he got his first payout. And then he did it again the week after that. But that doesn't mean it's going to be you. All I can tell you is we don't train you to be like the other systems that you've ever used and done. And if you're sick of not having consistency and things never working for you overall, then see right now I do every single day. So I'll also be here to help you live. My DMs are open. You don't got to pay for private coaching sessions. I'll be here to help you. So it's up to you if you want to jump in the pool or not. Russell is almost to our average win. Again, you might get freaked out as it was retracing a little bit, but remember what I told you guys? And Noah, this is your best opportunity to try to call me out and think I'm a liar and that I can't do this live. You see that retracement on the 1 minute candle? See how it pushes up? I told you, these are not long positions opening. This is our traders and the best traders in the world. They are just taking profit on their shorts. The only way to take profit on your shorts is you have to go long against your short position. That closes it. And as you can see, just like that, we are right back down to, the bottom of that candle again. Again, trying to get it to I'm bouncing around, to the full 134 point win down there. I think it's GJ. I'm not sure about your name. We're on good old YouTube, and we do specific things due to our disclaimer. That's why. But if you come over to our Discord side and you join and become a member, we're all for helping you on our private side for what you're asking. Uno's asking, how is there a Russell play? There was an activation 2 candles ago, right at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Was a short. There was a loss earlier on the longs that we were tracking as well. We don't try to hide from wins or losses. You can see that SQ. We're just about to get to that first target right now on NQ. Watch live. You'll see the check mark will change. But that 84% chance we would get here is about to there it is. Let me get my little drawing. There you go. There's that first target cleared on NQ, and there's the second one. So they're both now cleared. And by the way, while that's happening, True Algo members, you guys see the divergence that I teach you on NQ and US30 going exactly as planned. So my poorly drawn drawings are doing their job. Got to go lower now on the ES to clear out its target. And there you go. I give you True Algo, folks. There's nothing better. People always say like, oh, everyone's always defensive and they try to go against what we do because they see these stats, they see our numbers, and they're like, that stuff doesn't work. Listen, man, every other place you guys have ever been doesn't work live. Everything they've done and they've taught you is hindsight. Just like you watch your famous traders around the world and they always do review videos. You notice that they never show you it live. They show you after the fact. It's doctored. They're picking and choosing what concept to teach you for today. We don't do that. Rewind this tape. Rewind the Russell short. Rewind the fact that I gave you the exact percentage chance True Algo told you we would get to these 2 targets. And then I gave you the exact line of what our full average win tells you right that it is. But there's your full 134-point win on Russell. The next shorts will be down here when this candle closes. But I would not be looking to add into new shorts down there because you'd have to be ready for retracement to do something like this. So I wouldn't add into new shorts. You can see the NQ traders taking profit at our scalp target and beacon. US30 almost, again, let me show you this, the same exact concept, just so you guys can see it. This is the 147-point average win on US30. And so I will sit here and wait for that to get touched next. Move this over. Awkward. I have to put in like my little soundtrack in the background so you can see it. Again, it's up to you, Noah, if you want to believe it or not, but everyone else doesn't do it live, but we do. So I hope it helps you, bud. Russell, this play is now done on Russell. And by the way, look how it closed right above the average after tapping it too. Just really cool to see. True Algo members, this is not where I would add into new shorts on Russell. I'm going to put a note in the sentiment channel for you guys. I would only be trailing my shorts on Russell rather than adding into new shorts on Russell. Hopefully that makes sense. See the NQ getting pulled down further now. We're trying to get this to play out over here on the right side of your screen, the SQQQ, to play up to that box, which means the ES and NQ pull down to these targets. And we do have some changes now. The Microsoft is not neutral anymore. Microsoft is telling you to look for puts in the market. Apple is telling you to look for calls in the market right now, like this. You are still neutral on NVIDIA, which is the bigger market catalyst. Trying to get back over here. Watch US30. Again, everyone gets worried about retracement, man, but not with our system. That's why our stats are so good. Just got to be patient. Let this thing play out.
DB. Yes, you are correct. This could be. And by the way, there you go. Noah, you still here, bud? Look, like we don't lie to you. And look, by the way, look at the instant take profit at the average move. That's 147 points. And you guys know this. Almost all of you have traded US 30 before. And almost every single one of you, you would get to 5 to 10 points and you're out. That's 147 points. Look at the take profit live. You tell me. So you don't have to worry about, like, we don't BS these stats. They're real. They work on real candles. They're done in real time. They're back tested, then forward tested, not just back tested randomly through markets. And then when they change, we will change it. Look at the sell. It's crazy, right? It's one of the coolest things you will see with our system. And it happens every single day. It's really cool. And then so DB, to answer your question, you are correct. If the NQ over here were to produce a green candle off this box, that could be a long. And the ES is already telling us to look for longs. So I agree. But as of right now, it's red. So many things change, and you have to wait 15 minutes anyways for the close. But look at the take profit. We are not the only people taking profit here, guys. We're not. And so if you're someone who uses price action concepts and you wanted that liquidity to get swept and you don't understand why when you opened your short right here, why it took you out of your position right there, it swept the high. Well, why did it go higher? It went higher because our average win said it was going to go up to that point. And so there you go. By the way, if you're in oil and silver, back-to-back wins, oil win, silver full average win. I know this looks small to some of you guys on your screen, but I just want to show you. That's 140 points. Woo! Let's go. And oil, almost a full take profit as well. So again, people like Noah or those of you guys that haven't been with us before, like, this is how good our system is. And by the way, if you guys trailed your freaking position on gold, 600 points on gold live if you would just trail. Remember, Adam, you were telling him, are we going to look for longs? And I told you what? And there you go, buddy. It's the best thing out there, man. Best thing out there. By the way, SQQQ has gone our full drawing and has now fully gotten to that box. So things can change after the SQQQs close. Again, it just makes things much more chill. By the way, there's your full win now hit on oil. It would be real easy for us in a live situation, again, for people like Noah to call us out that it doesn't work. But we are different than every other system out there. One, you get me to help you. So if you want a mentor that doesn't lie to you anymore and always tells you you're using the wrong strategy and you're like, I wish I would have known earlier to check that other strategy that you showed me on top of this strategy with that strategy. None of those are strategies. They're teaching you concepts. Concepts don't work on live candles. They're like good ideas that never come to fruition. We teach you strategies that work live. And if they didn't work live, what you see right now wouldn't have happened. Rewind the tape, watch this back. I understand that it's 78 minutes long, because we don't lie to you and sell you something that doesn't work. You would have gotten rocked on gold shorts. You would have gotten rocked on silver shorts. You would have got rocked on the oil short that we called live 21 minutes ago. And remember, we prepped it here. I told you we had to wait 20 minutes for the New York Open, but when it opens, you're going to get this active short, and then shorts will activate. It's not BS. It's just you've been sold BS everywhere else. Russell, another perfect example of what we do. Now look, I'm not lying to you. The QQQ and SPY, they're neutral. The ES and the NQ, they're still neutral. So we can't trade them. But the other assets you can. Did I lie to you on US 30? No. A full 147-point win, and then watch US 30 literally just start tanking later on, because it gave us the full average stat win that we give you with our system. When I tell you there's nothing better out there, I mean it, but you've been sold snake oil by everybody else. Also, a reminder, I calls on Amazon. I could have been wrong on that one. The only thing that's not going my way right now is the longs on the pound. That's it. That's the only one, but I don't hide from it. Everything else is going exactly as True Algo has told us. And that's when Noah, when you ask which assets to play, this is the place to be if you guys want to start building consistency. You are not going to win every single trade. The stats literally tell you there is a loss rate, but you will get a mentor who will help you on live candles finally produce the wins you've been lacking for your entire trading career. I will be here to help you. True Algo System will be here to help you. All right, folks. Trail your wins. Enjoy what could be a massive trending day across the board. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope that it was helpful. By the way, the Apple calls. There is so how many wins so far? 1, 2 on Russell and US 30. 3 on Apple. 4 called live just now on Apple, 5 on Amazon. 6 on gold. 7 on silver. 8 on oil. 8 wins. And the only loss currently is the pound. So I am 7 for 8. We will help you guys finally find consistency in these markets. I hope that I helped you guys on these live candles. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Congrats on the massive wins on commodities. Take care, everybody. You can jump over to our Discord if you still have questions, and then we will be here to answer them. So check out our Discord, guys. Get your questions answered. I'm still here. I'm just getting these.